The Total Growth program is a 31-week intensive discipleship program designed for those Christians who yearn for a deeper, more authentic, and more relevant walk with the Lord. Now, with anything that is of value, one has to be willing to make sacrifices and is ready to make not just a short-term commitment in order to reap meaningful and lasting sacrifices. And this is the case with Total Growth. Now, you have to be willing to make a 31-week commitment to attend a 2.5-hour session every Wednesday from November this year to June next year, except several weeks during winter and spring breaks, and to devote roughly an hour a day to engage in meaningful reflection on assigned readings and listening to pre-recorded sermons on topics including the cultivating a meaningful prayer life and Bible devotional reading habit, on growing a biblical family and relationship, on learning to be a servant leader, on engaging in sharing the gospel far and near, and on developing a biblical view on work and career that seeks to glorify God. And also to be willing, though, to open up yourself humbly to walk alongside other group members in sharing and in praying for one another with the goal of developing spiritual soulmates of the same gender. Now, you may ask, why couldn't I join other discipleship programs? Of course, there are many fine discipleship programs around, but Total Growth is one that emphasizes on relational growth, believing that even in the growth in the knowledge and grace of the Lord Jesus Christ, two are better than one. You see, God has designed us to grow together, humbly walking alongside one another. And Total Growth seeks to provide such a setting. And the 6 modules tackle very relevant areas of life that are really key, not only to one's personal spiritual growth, but pertaining to the growth of a healthy church that will have an impact on the world with the authentic gospel of Jesus Christ. So by the grace of God, and with the help of many brothers and sisters, I have been conducting Total Growth in the last 20-odd years, both in English and in Chinese. And I'm very excited that I'm able to minister another round as Vancouver Chinese Baptist Church and Chinese Christian Mission of Canada again co-hosting another cycle of Total Growth. And for more information and registration, now if you're part of the community of Vancouver Chinese Baptist Church, you can visit the website and of the church, or contact Tommy Jones or Pastor Brian. And for those of the wider Christian community, now since we're conducting it online through Zoom, so whether you're in Vancouver and in other parts of British Columbia, or even all the way down to California, you can visit the CCM, meaning Chinese Christian Mission Canada website, as shown on the screen. Now, we have several brothers and sisters who have just completed last year Total Growth program, and they're very eager to share with you their valuable experience.
My name is Caleb, and I did the Total Growth Discipleship course online led by Pastor Paul Chan. When I came across TG and its contents, I was quite excited. Excited because as a longtime Christian, I had not come across or taken such a highly comprehensive, in-depth, and vital course that is meant to strengthen and advance one's faith. This is a course that centers on deepening one's relationship with God, a course that aims to develop a Christian's practice, discipline, and response from a biblical worldview. A course that helps one live out a consistent and complete Christ-centered life, especially in areas that are quite important to us, such as relationships, work, and service. Now, one area that TG really helped me with is in my personal prayer life. I hate to admit, in the past, my prayers have felt uninspired, repetitive, and mechanical at times. But TG has helped stir within me a greater approach, desire, and passion for prayer. My prayer life has become more enriched and meaningful in my requests and intercessions. It has become more God-centered, more of being in awe of and adoring God for God Himself. Today, more than ever, I look forward to and enjoy my daily prayer time with God. Through TG, I also gained deeper and particular insight into servanthood, especially leadership. When it comes to Christian leadership, having charisma, strength, and confidence, and exerting power, giving leadership, and being followed were at the top of my mind. But I was reminded that servant leadership from a biblical and gospel vision, in large part, involves being led rather than leading, being willing and able to be led, often to where we would rather not go, and being a praying, vulnerable, and trusting leader. TG isn't only about content and knowledge, as there are many opportunities to engage with other like-minded believers, opportunities to learn from, be accountable with, and encourage one another, opportunities to develop new or existing relationships that can last beyond TG. A close friend of mine ended up taking TG with me. We both concluded that TG has been an invaluable blessing for us, and our experience and learning have only fostered our brotherly bond. Paul concludes in Colossians chapter 1, verse 28, urging the church to pursue one of its main objectives, for every believer to be mature and progress in his or her faith. As increasing duties, desires, conflicts, influences, and cultural pressures compete with our faith and try to divert us away from God, Paul's message in Colossians is no less important for us today. Total growth is one of those rare and precious opportunities that don't come along too often. So I encourage my fellow Christians to prayerfully and thoughtfully consider TG, as this is something that can really help solidify, mature, and progress your faith.